The prevalence of diabetes in the United States is startling.
We are in the midst of a surging epidemic of type 2 diabetes.
Diabetes is such a devastating disease for the individual, and it inflicts a lot of collateral damage on society.
The number of Americans living with diabetes continues to climb dramatically.
More than 10% of Americans have diabetes, and nearly 40% have prediabetes. These numbers are increasing in part due to the obesity epidemic.
Obesity was like a steamroller across the country over the last 50 years.
But what is it about a new classification of drugs that is leading doctors to say this?
This really puts diabetes and obesity on the ropes.
Angie Crone has always found ways to stay active. But nearly 20 years ago, she was diagnosed with diabetes due to side effects from cancer treatment.
I've always been very, very energetic, but in those last 5 years, I was beginning to drag. It was taking its toll on me.
Doctors tried just about every medication on the market, but her blood sugar levels continued to spike.
We'd been working on it for a long time, and he finally recommended Ozempic.
Ozempic is part of a classification of drugs called GLP-1 receptor agonists, or GLP-1s. These medications promote the production of insulin, a hormone that lowers blood sugar levels.
Since then, for the past 3.5 years, it's been like it was when I was in my 20s and 30s. It's just amazing.
It takes a long time.
Ozempic has only been on the market for a few years, but Dr. John Buse has studied GLP-1 since 1998.
As the technology has advanced and the formulations evolved, these drugs have become the best blood sugar lowering drugs and the best weight loss drugs in the world. Right, exactly.
Dr. Buse says not only are GLP-1s effective in treating diabetes, but they also have another benefit: weight loss.
And what these drugs enable people to do is to have more satiety, or that feeling of fullness after a small meal, and adhere to a lifestyle plan.
Dr. Buse himself lost nearly 60 pounds over the span of 9 months after taking Wegovy. Wegovy is a medication that has the same active ingredient as Ozempic, but the difference is that Wegovy is approved by the FDA to treat obesity.
It's changed my relationship with food. You know, I'd always sort of struggled with loving to eat and knowing that I was overeating and heavy, and now I love to eat, and I'm basically eating under control without really thinking about it.
Dr. Buse is one of many who has seen positive results with GLP-1s. In fact, these drugs have taken the nation by storm, trending on TikTok and dubbed the hottest drug in Hollywood.
You on Ozempic?
Yeah.
God, what housewife isn't on Ozempic?
Not
You're
one.
Yeah, no.
Demand for these drugs has skyrocketed exponentially as the word has gotten out of how effective they are.
The high demand for these drugs has led to shortages. Couple that with the steep cost and spotty insurance coverage, and accessing these medications has been difficult for many.
It is incredibly onerous to prescribe these medications, even for patients with diabetes, where it's quote unquote a little bit easier. For weight management, it's incredibly difficult. There's so much paperwork and prior authorizations and I would say hurdles to patients to getting these medications.
North Carolina is playing a big role in helping address the shortages of these medications. Novo Nordisk, the company that makes Ozempic and Wegovy, has manufacturing plants in Durham and Clayton. Recently, the company announced plans to invest $4.1 billion and hire 1,000 more workers in Clayton. It's one of the largest single life science investments in North Carolina history. Eli Lilly, the maker of diabetes and weight loss drugs Mounjaro and Zepbound, have also expanded their manufacturing footprint in North Carolina. In just the past few years, they've built facilities in Concord and the Research Triangle Park. Dr. Janice Wong has had to get creative in order to help patients get access. She calls this drug a game changer, but says it's not a magic bullet. She encourages patients to couple this medication with a healthy lifestyle.
If these medications can help jumpstart healthier lifestyles, then the patients get more motivated, and then they're moving, they're exercising, and it becomes a positive feedback loop. So that's the very, very gratifying piece of it.
For Angie Crone, she's glad to be back to her healthy lifestyle and hopes others will be able to benefit from this medication in the future.
My sister had diabetes, and If she could have gotten on this drug before she passed away, I think it would have changed her life.
The benefits of these drugs may even extend beyond diabetes and obesity. GLP-1s are being studied to tackle some of the most difficult to treat brain disorders, including Alzheimer's disease. Results are years away, but early tests show some promise.